Good morning. Good morning. Today is June 1st. Today is Thursday. Looking at the overall economical calendar, you guys can see that we have ADP coming out at 8:15, jobless information, PMI, and also tomorrow we have unemployment information coming out. So make sure you guys pay attention to what's overall happening that may overall affect the market. Jumping into the watch list strong, we're looking at NVIDIA. This is the 1 year, 1 day, meaning each candle is 1 day of information, and this is 1 year worth of time. So looking at this chart over here, you can see the RSI is very overbought. Whenever you see the RSI overbought like this, that means that the stock is more in favor for a possible pullback. Yes, NVIDIA ran from 108 to 419. Doesn't mean the stock can't take a break, right? So you could overall see that we did have a sell-off yesterday on NVIDIA where it basically dropped from the 406 to 381 where it's sitting this morning. Now, this EMA line right here, this blue line that follows the stock, typically the stock trades very close on top of it. Sometimes when it gets too far, it pulls right back to it. And that's what we're seeing. We may even continue to sell off into that 352 zone over here. So make sure you guys watch out for NVIDIA. Let's drop down towards the smaller chart to the 180-day 4-hour. On this chart, you guys can see that the 180-day MACD has crossed down to a sell signal. RSI is still overbought over here. We are finding some type of intermediate support at 377, meaning that something stopped this stock from continuing to drop, right? What stopped it, right? It was a support. You see that we had this massive sell-off from 406 down to a 380, and then we started to pan sideways over here, right? You can see we're going sideways, but we're still bearish because we're still below the EMA, right? That blue line. Once we're below it, that means we're bearish. Even though if the stock bounces a little bit or it finds support, we're still bearish, right? So if we want to flip our perspective to bullishness, watch for a break above 386. Above 386, that's going to be the break of the EMA line, and that's going to flip our perspective to bullishness. Even if the MACD's cross down, once we start to hold above that EMA line, you guys can see we start to hold bullish, right? Once we start to hold below it, that's bearish. So watch for 386 or 386, 387, and then we can start basically pushing back up towards those 400 levels, 410, maybe even touch 419. But overall, we are still bearish. MACD's cross down, RSI is a little bit more over on the overbought side. We have found support at that 378. So let's see what happens if we do break 378. We could basically start pulling back down towards 367. 367 was the top of this green candle with support for this next green candle over here. So it's only right that we could possibly hold here as support. So watch for that 378 down towards that 368 over here. And then if we break that, it's a nice gap down towards the 350s. What do you guys think? Do you guys think we're going to retest the 350 zone, which so happens to be the 1 year EMA? So let's see what happens. Overall, let's jump over towards the 20-day chart. And you can see it's pretty much the same thing, right? You can see it a little bit clearer. 20-day, each candle over here is 1 hour. You can see we held support over here around that 378 level before in the past, and we're holding support here. RSI is a little bit more on the oversold side, so watch out for the break. Just the same breaks we were looking for, right? That 386 or 387 towards that 400. If we will flip bullish, or if we continue this bearish run, 377 down towards those 369. That's my outlook on the video. Next one we're going to look at is Meta. Meta has been on a bullish trend lately. You guys can see this is the 20-day, 1 hour. But let's jump over towards that 1 year, 1 day, so we could get a broad picture of what's going on with this overall stock. Beautiful chart. This is what you want to see, especially if you're a long-term holder. I see that 88 all the way towards that 268. What a beautiful run from 2022 to now, where the stock went from 88 to 268. Overall, RSI is a little bit more on the overbought side. Does not mean it can't continue to go up, right? Just because the stock is overbought doesn't mean it can't continue to go up. As long as it's staying in that red zone, we can continue to go up. So watch out for that. Let me just readjust this line over here. So we are above that 100, that 1 year EMA over here. That 1 year EMA can act as support, which we've been holding above it. So we're still bullish overall, long term on this stock. Short term, we're dropping down towards the 180-day. 180-day, we are reattempting to break this 268. So this is going to be a nice level to watch for a possible breakout. Watch for a break and hold above 268, preferably 269, right? 269 is right there. So wait for that break of 269, and then we can start pushing up towards 270, 275, and possibly higher. To the downside, watch for the break of 263. Then we can start testing that 258 on Meta. Make sure you set your alerts to both situations. Our side is a little bit more on the overbought side. Definitely want to be careful. This could be a possible double top, right? A lot of people may be looking for long positions. Meanwhile, there's a whole bunch of sellers over here because we basically couldn't break this level before. So let's see what happens. Make sure you set your alerts. Make sure you wait for confirmation on the smaller charts that we're holding above that 269 before you guys look for those long positions. Somebody shouted out AMD yesterday, so I guess I'll throw it on the watch list, right? So AMD, haven't looked at it in a while, but wow, right? Tech sector, anybody who's mentioning AI, right? Every few years, the stock market comes up with something that it gets excited about, right? There's Bitcoin. There was a Bitcoin craze. If you threw that you were investing in Bitcoin, the stock will go up. Now it's AI. Everything happens in waves, right? So overall, this is the 1 year. You guys can see we're holding above that 1 year EMA. That is a bullish sign, right? Anything above that 1 year is bullish. So our side did get a little bit more on the overbought side, meaning that, hey, the stock needs to let his hair down and basically come down a little bit. You guys can see we went to 130 and we were sitting around like 117. If we do start to break that 115, we could start basically going down towards 102. That's long term, right? Long term. Let's look at what may happen today. What may happen today, our side is getting closer towards the oversold side, meaning it may be a possible buy soon, but we got to continue to wait for confirmation. And what is our confirmation? The confirmation is going to be the break of the 180-day trade line. Why? Because we're below it, and the trade line is the EMA line. Trade line, EMA line, same thing, right? So we're below the trade line. That's bearish. Need to hold, wait until we break and hold above 121. Then we start basically going back towards 132 if you're bullish on Meta. If you're bearish, right? Remember that 1 year. You don't want to short into that 115. Why? Because it could basically go from 117 to 115. Yeah, you'll make some money, but you could have a massive bounce over here because this is the 1 year EMA, and that's very strong, right? You don't want to get into a short position over there. So watch for the break of 115 down towards that 108. Last but not least, we're going to talk about SPY. SPY is going sideways right now. Watch for a break and hold above 420. Then we could start going to 422. Watch for a break and hold below 418. Then we could start going to 416. That's going to be it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this watch list. Forgot Tesla. Very quick on Tesla. Tesla did have a sell-off yesterday. Watch for a break below 197 down towards 186. And we need a hold above 207 before we can start going to 218. That's going to be it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Leave a like and comment below. See you in the next one. Peace.